It's happening, hopefully. I'm gonna wait for the streams to catch up with me. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right, looks like Twitch is good to go. Excellent. Oh, wow, I really blend in with the background. I did not consider that when picking my shirt this morning. All right, so waiting on YouTube. A little bit slower. Oh, it's thinking. It's loading. I don't know why I have so much higher of a latency on YouTube than on Twitch, but I sure do. Is it working? An error has occurred. That's no good. All right, okay, so I refreshed and it worked. Very weird. Don't know why that happened. Anyway, hello, welcome to Live Coding. Today, I know what I'd like to get done, and I think it is possible that the thing that we get done may not be the thing that I want to get done, but such is the nature of the beast. Hello, Zaid. I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, welcome. If I mispronounce your name, that's because I am ignorant of the correct pronunciation and nothing about your name. Gotta stay hydrated. So, last Wednesday, it's Friday now, time has no meaning and is an illusion apparently, we worked on installing Rasa in a Conda environment, and so I'm actually in that environment right now, and we should be good to go. And I did that because I installed everything. Azrael AOD, if I'm saying that correctly, says, hello, first time here. Hello, welcome to the stream. What did we do last week? Nope. This week, it was on Wednesday. That was 2 days ago. Feels like way more than 2 days. We installed Python and Rasa, and we got it working, and it was fantastic, and people helped, and I really appreciated that. Hamnat says hello. Hello, welcome. Arabic name expected to happen. I mean, I don't see why. I could have learned Arabic instead of French in high school, but I didn't. Hello, Digital Breed, welcome. So we should have Rasa installed, and if I just really quickly try Rasa shell. Oh, actually, I think we're in the. This is on. All right. That's not what should happen. Okay, I think I'm also in the wrong repository. I think formbot? No, never mind. There's nothing here. Never mind. There's no Rasa instrument here at all. We are in our modeling directory, and I completely forgot that. Yes, I did not expect that to happen, but I should have expected it to happen, because if you look over here, you can see we don't have any Rasa assistance in our current directory. So that's not a problem. What are we doing? So what we worked on last Friday, so actually a week ago, is I'm working on a assistant that will basically do what the New York, I should just have this bookmarked, Dialect quiz does. So it will ask you a bunch of questions about how you say stuff. So something like, how would you address a group of 2 or more people? I'd probably say y'all, and by probably I'd say, well, it depends on the situation. Usually I'd say y'all. And then you answer 25 questions, and then it's like, oh, here's the dialect. Here's where in the US your language usage is most similar to, based on the Harvard Dialect Survey. And we spent a while, courtesy of Bert Vox, we actually have the data for the Harvard Dialect Survey, and I spent a while building a classifier. And currently that lives in this Jupyter notebook. And what we are trying to do is extract, do I gotta run a cell? Will that start the server? Yes, okay, excellent, it will start the server. 3.7.2, interesting. I was expecting 3.7.6, but I suppose it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Sorry, I was distracted. So we have in this Jupyter notebook, a number of classifiers, some different evaluations we did, and we ended up going with this XGBoost probabilistic model. So instead of putting out the most likely category, it puts out the probability for all of the categories. And the categories in this case are combinations of city and state. So Seattle, Washington, Washington, D.C., Miami, Florida, New York City, New York. It's probably just New York, right? And we have about 12,000 of those. And the classifier will take in all of the answers to the questions. We have 19 questions that we're going to be asking people, and then say, oh, here's your top 3 cities where your language usage is most aligned, all in the United States. So this is very US-centric, because that's what I could find the data for. But hopefully you could take the sort of general shell, and if you had dialect quizzes in other languages, I know Arabic has some very distinct dialects, for example, you could modify it and have the same sort of experience, but with a different language. So, Jupyter Notebook is not where we actually want this model to live. We want it to live in a separate Python file where we can just run the model every time we get the input and someone finishes their answering the quiz, and that's what we're doing now. We're testing getting out just the model and just the encoder, encoding a new set of data, running it through the model, and then getting the answers out. And we worked on that, like I said, last week and had some distinct difficulties. All right. Let's do conda install XGBoost because we're working in a conda environment. And I will say I have not worked with conda a whole bunch. Mostly I use virtual environments. My understanding is that you should try conda first. It looks like it's not there. And then when conda doesn't work, then try XGBoost. Then try pip. All right, so because I have a fresh install, I'm going to need to reinstall everything apparently. Nara says, hi, how are you? Doing pretty good. I was pretty grumpy on Wednesday for a number of reasons, and then I had a bunch of video calls with friends yesterday, and I feel much happier. Weird how that happens. All right, can I run this cell now? Pandas. I bet it's in conda. Zaid says, Arabic is very complex. I worked on many tasks, but not as simple as English, especially tokenization. Yeah, that is my understanding. Things I know about Arabic. I think it's got vowel harmony, right? So the consonants are set for a word, but what the vowels are going to depend on the other vowels in the sentence. Which is really interesting phonologically. And there's a fairly frustrating thing in NLP tasks in particular, where they were designed by English speakers to work with English. In tasks like tool change and etc. For the most part. And as a result, if you try to take those assumptions and apply them to other languages, you're going to have a hard time, but it's not that the language itself has a problem, it's that the tool set that was developed did not take into consideration linguistic diversity in all its wonderful myriad forms. All right, let's try this one more time. Naura says, question, you know about COVID? I do. Is it possible to somehow predict its spread with machine learning? So I would say that epidemiology is an extremely complex field. There's a lot of existing knowledge on how diseases spread, and if you're interested, I would look into learning more about epidemiology as a field. Would be my answer there. I took some classes in the epidemiology departments at the University of Washington in graduate school because that's where they taught causal modeling, which is really, really fascinating. Okay, I think this is an error that we were getting last time, so we can dive in there. But I do know that a lot of things that sort of like naively you might think about how diseases spread as someone who just sort of like lives in the world and doesn't have a lot of training or experience in the area are not necessarily true. So that's my, yeah, talk to somebody who knows. That's my answer. All right, so the problem we were having last time, we have a label encoder that takes in the text of the answers and changes them into numbers because XGBoost needs a numeric input. And what we're trying to do here is take that same encoder, which we have, ooh, I'm gonna sneeze, sorry. Put that in the wash pile. Allergies are really bad in Seattle right now. It's spring in the northern hemisphere, and all of the like trees and flowers are blooming, and it's just it's a lot. So we have this encoder that we read out using joblib, so we saved it, and then we've loaded it in. So when I encode data in the same format as the encoder is expecting, I should get the same output out the second time that I did the first time. Yeah. As Aid said, mainly it has a lot of prefixes and suffixes, so we have to do a lot of pre-processing. Yeah, English is not very agglutinative. So like in English, relationships between concepts within a sentence are usually represented by changes in the sentence structure, rather than changes in the morphology, or like adding bits to the words, and that's fairly, I would say, like on the scale of like putting information on morphology, putting information on syntax, English is like pretty far on the syntax end. It's sort of up there with like Mandarin. But yeah, hence tools that rely on syntax and not morphology are going to have a hard time dealing with many other languages. Everyone's saying bless you. Thank you. All right. I also think I have a hedgehog, and I think I'm a little bit allergic to him, unlike his dander. But I got like a big air filter, and it's helping a lot. But also I can tell whenever I clean out his cage, it's just, it's unpleasant. I still love him. I'm not getting rid of him, and that's what antihistamines are for. So we had problems with our encoder where it was not giving us the output we were expecting. So here's the encoded output. So you can see that the first number is 11, and based on our other encoded example, it should actually be 4. And I believe there's actually only 6 classes for question 50, so I don't know where it's getting 11 from. I'm thinking, so 6 classes, 4, probably not. Maybe though? So sorry, the thing that I was thinking, and the reason I was doing arithmetic was, maybe when we're doing, I don't think I actually want to fit transform. So possibly what it's doing is there's a slight mismatch between the classes it's expecting, and the classes that it's given. So instead of assigning things to the class that they should be and giving them the number that we're expecting, it's making up new numbers and adding them to the end. So let's see if maybe that works better. Yeah. And this part is just taking our encoded data and converting it into this D matrix data format, which is what XGBoost is expecting. And the reason we have to make sure that the encoding is the same is that the classifier model that we built was built using a specific set of encoding mappings. And if we try to use a different set of encoding mappings, what it thought we meant by 1 is going to maybe be represented by 6 instead. So it will make the classification as if the thing that is currently labeled as 6 is the same thing as the thing that was originally labeled as 6 in the training data, and we'll get a mismatch that way. So that's no good. So let's try just fit instead of fit transform, see if we get better results. Convert method copy. NP like. Type error. D types. All right, that's a different error. No supported conversion for types D type 0 object. Interesting. So it might be, all right. Let's quickly just take a little peek at test case. What do you look like? Okay, so test case is D-type object, and the encoder is throwing a fit because it's getting this data type. I think objects are a pandas series specific data type. It's just sort of for like categorical and text data generally. What did we do when we were building the classifier? No, safe. There we go. What do we do when we were building the classifier? So let's trace just question data. What did we do? All right. Class target. So this is all getting the information. So let me show you what that original data frame looks like. Question was text CSV. So this information just looked like this. We have the city, the state, the zip code, and then the answers to the questions. And instead of these three columns, we instead created a new column with just the city and the state together as a single string. So Boise, Idaho, Pittsfield, Massachusetts? I think Maryland's MD, so I think that's Massachusetts. Burlington, Vermont, etc. So that's what we're doing here. Question data dot city. So we're changing the class target. Okay, common cities. That shouldn't change anything that we're doing here. None of these should. Okay, so here we're filtering based on, in these lines, we're filtering based on city and states that occur more than 15 times total. Here we're removing columns with city, state, and zip because those would tell us the answer if we knew them, so we shouldn't include them in our model. If I ask you for your zip code, I can probably tell you what city you're in pretty well. That's why you don't want that information included. And at this point, right before we go into the label encoder, we dump this one column. So let's just really quickly look at what this looks like right now. Oh, right. Run everything above. All right, that didn't actually work. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Okay. D-type object. Okay. Naura says, I'd like to know your journey into Kaggle Grandmasters from the beginning. Can you tell us, is there already a YouTube video? I don't think so. I think probably the closest thing would be the Towards Data Science podcast interview I did a while ago, because I talk a little bit about my journey. I will say I did have a cheat code, which was being a Kaggle employee, because I did a bunch of events and stuff that I think helped more people find my notebooks. I mean, we didn't force anybody to upvote anything, and I'm very grateful to everybody who found my content useful, but I don't know that my path is going to necessarily be the same as anybody else's path, if you get what I'm saying. Aight. Hassan says, will you do integration today? Like integration of the bot with different channels? Absolutely not. I'll be lucky if we can get this encoder working. I'll be very happy with that. Yeah, probably not. All right. All right, so let's see. So here's what we got out after applying the original label encoder, right? Based on this. Can I get the same result if I just... So get rid of you. So I want to know if I use the encoder in the same environment where it was created, we still get the same output that we do. So... and let's actually use the same code that we use here, because I think that's going to help. So instead of test case encoded, we should just use the specific, instead of the test case that we loaded in, we should just use the parts of the data frame that we used as the test case. Name error. Name D not defined. Yeah, that would do it. All right. Okay, so you see the numbers are different here, but that's okay. There is some randomization. And then instead of that, what if we got test case encoded? Ah, I see. So I think what we're doing is, I see. Let's just really quickly look at test case encoded. I believe that the problem is that we are actually, we're creating a label encoder rather than applying our label encoders. Okay, noted. Hassan says, if you want to export the model, then you can do serialization of the model. Yeah, definitely. So we have an exported model. I'm not super worried about it. I think it should just work. And we did use serialization using joblib. Zeltcm? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, says, have you played with more advanced KNN systems, especially for more than 100K items? I've been looking at Spotify's Annoy package for some work I've been doing, but don't know what else is out there. I haven't really. At some point I was just like, heck, we're going to go with XGBoost, but if we get poor results, I might do that. And I'm not familiar with the Annoy package, but I know that Spotify employs a lot of machine learning people, so I assume that they've got pretty good stuff going. Sorry, one of my friends who works for Spotify is sick right now, so I hope she pulls through. I was suddenly reminded of that. All right. Okay. So the problem is that we are not applying the label encoder. We are creating a new one. Zeltcm says sad emoji. Yeah. Ooh. Goodbye. Okay. So what are we doing here? So our label encoder object is actually a series of label encoders, if we look at it. It's a dictionary that has a label encoder, a separate label encoder for each question. So we want to apply each, I want to apply each encoder to each question as the key requires. Hassan says, pardon, I didn't hear your answer. Will you repeat? Yeah, so the model has been serialized. The problem we have now seems to be the label encoder, and we did serialization with joblib. Oh, it's so hard to drag. Joblib. There we go. Shoop. Hopefully that answers your question. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay, particularly on YouTube, so I'm not ignoring you. So this is a data frame, and each of the classes, let's just take a look at that. Okay, so each of the row names, right, corresponds to one of the keys in this dictionary of encoders. So my expected behavior is, oh, this is one of those places where we should use that thing I never use. All right, so what's it doing now? It's getting the name. I want just the first row. Right? Is that wrong? Nope. 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 Gosh, I'm just, all right, gotcha. And then just the name of this should be, is that right? Q028, Q028, yeah. Okay, so it should take the name, yeah. And then it should get d dot name, all right. So it should be going through and it should be getting, take the name of the row and use it as a key, which is a label encoder. We don't know which one. All right. And then we should, oh, it's fitting. I don't think fit's the right verb. I think we should be doing something else. Python apply label encoder. I think fitting is refitting the existing encoder. How to apply label encoder. Let's pull this over. Woo. Fit transform. That's how to apply. Classes are not transformed. Fit transform. Fit transform. It will replace the original label values in a data frame with encoded values. Okay, so maybe fit transform is the one that I should be using. All right, let's see. I'm just going to move all this code up here. Yes, I see how that could be. It's still going to be a problem. Okay, see, the problem here is that these numbers are wrong. They are too high, right? Here's our expected numbers, or like in this sort of range. All right, let's look up exactly what fit transform is doing. All right, here's the documentation. Blah, 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 and cast is -1. The transformer should be used to encode target values, e.g. y, and other input x. Okay, good. Hold the label of arrays. Yes, 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 yes. All good. Fit classes transform. Is it this easy? Am I just like... No. Ah, right, because we have updated the thing. All right. What's the problem here? The label encoded instance is not fitted yet, called fit with appropriate arguments before using this estimator. Interesting. Interesting. It's definitely a label encoder. Interesting. Okay, so it seems like the problem is default diagnosis is unique. Test encoded. Yes, yes, yes. And then I dumped out the encoder. What did I call it? Probably going to be the quickest way to find it is label encoder. Okay, so I dump it immediately after I trained it. All right, so let's try that. Let's try reading it in. So this should read in the new version. It'll look exactly the same. It's just like what each of the label encoders are doing that will be different. And maybe it'll work. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, so for some reason, it doesn't think that it's fitted. Joblib label encoder not fitted. Let's see. Model persistence without having to retrain. Yes, yes, yes. They're using pickle instead. More efficient for objects to carry large number of NumPy arrays. We're already doing that. Security and maintainability. Yeah, pickles have their problems. Yep. All right, that's not helpful. Specifically, I want to know about label encoders. Let's see. More Googling in a separate window. Label encoder joblib not fit. Let's see, is this what I'm looking for? I've lost everything. I wiggled it. Gosh darn it. All right. Get this up. The stupid Windows thing that it does that I'm not a fan of. All right. Yeah, one sec. I'm gonna start stuff from scratch now. I wiggled it and it closed all my windows and I hate it. I hate it very, very much. All right. What do I need? Nope. Which of these was I looking for? That one. There we go. Ugh. I, like all millennials, always have a bajillion windows open. I don't know that that's a millennial thing. I think that might just be a me thing. All right. Peace out. How do we do this? Yes. Yes. Excellent. That's what we're doing. Yes. Hash will be the same for each of the inputs. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. If and only if you fit label encoders at test time with data that has exactly the same set of unique values. There's somewhat hacky way to reuse label encoders you got during train. Label encoder only has one property, namely classes. You can pickle it and then restore it. This seems more efficient than refitting using the same data. The thing is, what if I have different values for a column than I coded before? Those unique values not be in label encoder. What might the solution be here? You have to export the encoder for each column after using the fit transform function. All right, so let's try this. So it looks like actually the problem is in the way that the label encoder is working. And you can't just pickle it and send it over. All right, and now let's do that thing where I get my windows open over here so I can see everybody's comments again. How do you feel about it when Windows decides what windows you have open? Not a fan. Don't like it very much, actually. All right. And I've lost any Twitch comments y'all made. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you said something, I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see it anymore. All right, so so we need to, let's look at this again. Encoder.fit, numpy.save classes.numpy.encoder classes. Numpy.load classes.numpy. Ah, interesting. Interesting. All right, let's give this a shot. We need to do it for every column separately. That's not ideal. All right. Yeah, let's try it with just one of the columns, I guess, and see if that works. Encoder.classes. And then I guess I can figure it out from there. Oh, wait, no, that needs to actually be the same. I need to do that in this notebook. All right. D dot, what are my options here? I think I can just do, nope, it needs to be in quotes, doesn't it? Q050, yeah, it's gonna be an encoder, excellent. And then I can get classes. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, no, yeah, that works. Okay, excellent. Okay, so from here I can just do numpy. Have I imported numpy? Yep. I've lost my place. Class. Oop. All right, and then it was np.save. Well, taking a look at this. That fit. Yes, we have a tray. Yes. Save. Oh, I see. Save, and then we need the name and then the thing that we are saving. Okay, let's try that. No, not again. Not again. Beans. Extremely frustrating. I need to spend some time just wrestling with Windows and see if I can turn that off permanently because I hate it. I never want it, ever. I'm just frustrated. And someone mentioned earlier that it's because you shake it. Like if you shake the window, it'll minimize all of them, and I'm not a fan of that. But I'm sure it's helpful for somebody. All right. Okay, so first we need the name. Let's call this test classes.np. All right, and then we should have something called test classes. Yep, np.npy. Excellent. Again, excuse me. Oh, no, actually, we should just call it npy. Yeah, because that's the correct file extension. You can see this one has np, which is what I wanted it to be, and then it called it something else. Okay, so from here, we should, according to this Stack Over... Excuse me. According to the Stack Overflow answer, we should be able to load it in and get it to work, no problem. All right, so what did they do? Okay, so first they created the label encoder, yeah, And then they call test classes. Right, that would do it. Excellent. Good to know. And I believe that's scipy dot something or other. I just copied and pasted that from the there we go. From the docs. Okay, so now we should be able to refer to label encoder. I don't know why we have two of those in a row, but I'm sure it made sense at the time. All right. New error. Object arrays cannot be loaded when allow pickle equals false. Okay, so that sounds like a security measure. All right. And then hopefully we should be able to let's see. It was what do we do now? So test case, and then it was question Q050, if I remember correctly, which hopefully exists. Yeah, excellent. And then we should be able to apply it. And it was just transform. Right. And then encoder, transform, and then the case. And we should have, what are the classes? Can I just see like the list of the classes? I guess not. I think it should be like 7. 0, I think, should be the answer here. Bad input shape. Format shape. That's all right. Why? Why is it a bad input shape? What if I just gave it the text other? Bad input shape, 0, dot format shape. It's a... Sorry, Gustav's digging. All right, what's it expecting? Because it should be a 1x1 NumPy. No, it's a series. It's a length 1 series, I think. Hey, Omer, how's it going? As you can see, I got Jupyter working. All right, that is just like the text other. All right. So this isn't working. Why not? Let's see if we can. Fit classes, transform. Does it need to be an array? Maybe. Let's try that. Has no attribute test case. Oh, right. Yeah, what if we make it an array first? Then will you work? Bad input shape. It will not. All right. Uh, What if I just put it in brackets? Oh, all right, that works. Okay, so it's a list. Brackets are lists, right? Okay, so that works. Why isn't this attribute included when you pickle the object? Why do you have to save it separately? Okay. Well, we got it working. Also, I've not drunk very much coffee, which might explain why I am feeling the feelings that I'm feeling. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? So this means that for each row, we need to save out the classes as, as their own object. I don't think I can save out several of them because I need to use the NumPy pickling function, which means it'll only take an array. Yeah, I think that's where we are. Okay. I mean, I guess it's better to know what we have to do, but I don't want to do it. I just want it to work. Okay. But this is, you know, an important part of making your workflow transportable, so. Okay. So. It should. Does it need to be saved out using the NumPy function? Because if we can do it using joblib, then it'll definitely handle a dictionary. And that might work a little bit better for us. Yeah? So maybe give that a try? Alright, let's see if that works. Okay, so... Save out the classes for each column encoder. We're not encoding rows. That would be useless. Because you're encoding rows and you'd only have encodings for rows you had already seen, i.e. the training set. Yeah, that would not make sense. Okay, so. Do we want to create them all, then save them all, or create and then save serially? Probably the second one, right? Because that way you are a little bit more memory efficient, assuming it's being garbage collected. I don't know that that's true. I know nothing about Python memory management, man. I know some things about our memory management. Neprasad says, we have to do this for the rest of the questions? Yup. So, let's see. I know that this is a good place to use list notation, but I'm tired. My brain's tired. I haven't even done that much today. I did like a little editing. Like I made dinner, like in a crock pot. Did my emails. Not that much, but I'm already tired. Well, I guess I've been coding for about an hour. Okay, so we have this label encoder D_KNN. So can we loop over it? Probably. D_KNN. Do dictionaries do list notation by default? I don't know. Or do they have the iterators by default? For Python, Python loop through dictionary. That's what I want. How to iterate through a dictionary in Python. My exact question. Thank you kindly. Oh, this is a little bit busy, huh? Iterating through items, iterating through keys, iterating through values. So I think I want to iterate through items because I need both the key and the value. Oh, okay. So you can create an iterator by doing dot items. Those of you who are much better at Python than I am are like, Rachel, this is painful to watch. It feels a little bit painful to do. For those of you who don't know, my primary language for several years was R, and in R, loops are the kiss of death. You never use loops. So every time I have to write a loop, it's like, I don't wanna. All right, let's just pretty quickly, give this the old call a try. It should work, right? You said it was iterable. Am I misreading this? Dynamic view over the dictionary changes of use vectors. Oh. Ah. Sorry, it made every window in my second monitor small. I need to like that should work. Excellent, that does work. Okay. I'm sorry I was rude to you, realpython.com. You were in fact correct. No, not again. Okay, after the live stream is over, I'm going to spend some time going through the Windows settings and figuring out how to fix this because this is not ideal. I'm not having a fun time with it, and I would prefer that it didn't do that, actually, very much, as that's what I would prefer. Okay. Fixing my Windows yet again for like the 4th time this stream. And if somebody said anything in the last 2 minutes, I'm sorry, I have no idea because it's been erased forever. All right, where's my thing? All right, so instead of printing the items, we want to create a new dictionary. I'm so done. I'm so done. I hate this. Why do you keep doing this to me? I gotta open all my windows again. This is the worst. It's not the worst. It's just frustrating. I'm frustrated. Once more, I'm opening up a bunch of windows. All right. So we need to get the classes. I realize that if I do this right now, it's just going to write over the file every time, which is not what I'm looking for. Let's see, this should be item.key, right? Yeah? Pretty sure. except instead of D, we actually want D canon, because that's the one that we are dumping. So we should make sure that we're, you know, just like a little bit consistent. Just like real quickly show me what those items are. Just one more time. Just need to take a quick little peek. All right, gotcha. All right, and then we should be able to do the first thing, yeah. All right, excellent. That worked. Okay, and then we need to add. Okay, so we have the classes for each column in the encoder. Now what we need to do is create some sort of data structure to put them in. Does a dictionary make sense? I think a dictionary makes sense, right? Because it's just arrays. Or maybe maybe a list of arrays? No, a dictionary makes sense because we need the names as well. And also dictionaries are hashed, so it'll be a little bit more time efficient. So that's probably a better choice. All right, so I need to create a new dictionary that I call encoder classes is a default dict, and it is empty. Encoder classes, and then for the key, is that the correct syntax? I don't remember. All right. And then we want the classes. All right. And then if we look at encoder classes, what do we get? Nothing. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is just the wrong syntax, actually. Let's go back to the supply bit. Add key value pair to dictionary Python. Right. And then key equals value. Yeah. And then this should be For quick reference, all the following methods will add a new key if key A does not already exist. Or it will update the existing key value pair with a new value offered. You can also mix them up if key C is in data but D is not. The following method updates C and adds D. Okay, very straightforward. And that is, in fact, what I'm doing as far as I can tell. So let's really just do some good old-fashioned print debugging. So this should be the key. I should probably loop over key value pairs because I need both of them, huh? Let's go back to here. I think that would be easier than trying to do this weird indexing into a tuple that I've created. Iterate through keys directly. Dict. Interactive session. The difference, ordered dictionaries. I don't care about order right now. 2, 7. This may be a little bit old. Okay, so this is maybe not the version of Python that we are currently using, which may be causing us some difficulties. Can I just do for key value in DNN? Will that work? Surely not. Too many values to unpack, expected to. Okay, yeah, so that's definitely not gonna work. So something is happening. Oh, Ryan says you already have to. That's right, because it's gonna unpack a tuple. Thank you, Ryan. Tuple, tuple? I've heard both. All right, key value, excellent. So this should be key. This should be key, and then it should work, right? Why doesn't it work? Why are you empty? Why is it empty? All right. All right, let's see if we can just print the arrays each time. Okay, so the arrays are definitely being created in the right way. So that's not a problem. They're not being added to the gosh darn dictionary. Why not? What have I done wrong? Create empty dictionary Python. There's no way dictionaries are immutable. Yes, okay, that's what this person says. This is the faster way to do it. Yes, you should just do it with empty curly braces. Is spelled the same here and here? Yeah, right? I don't have any weird non-breaking cases, right? Keys are working, obviously. Why is the dictionary empty? That's the right syntax. Ryan says, I'm stumped on this one. Me too, friend. You know what? It could be ye olde weird thing because of Jupyter. So let's try restarting everything. So Jupyter and VS Code, great addition. Very happy to have it. A little bit buggy. And sometimes you'll modify code and then run it, and it will change in the visual one that you see with your eyes, but the underlying code is not actually run. So let's run everything above this. Whoop. That's what that does, right? Run all cells above. Yeah. All right, so we should be running from the top. All right. Okay, and now let's check encoder classes. Maybe it's because I'm just not asking it to print nicely. Why does print work, but just the variable name doesn't? Okay, so that looks right, yeah? It's a dictionary. Ryan says, try indexing one of the keys specifically. Yeah, I think key. Q050, except it's a string. Okay. All right, it mysteriously works, but you can't see it. Wait, now it works. Am I misremembering? I'm pretty sure I ran this cell multiple times. I've changed nothing, but it didn't work, and now it does work? I mean, not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Deeply weird. Very frustrating. Okay, alright. Oh, I already had that code up there. Alright, and now we just need to save the job lib. Oh, that's right, it's still just dump. Dump, and then what should we call this? We should call this... well, first we should say the thing that we're dumping, and then we should say that we're calling this encoder classes. Yeah. All right. Mysterious. Ryan says maybe VS Code is suppressing if it's printing too much. Maybe. Says hell on earth. Says it's a new, it works on my machine sometimes. Yeah. Weird. Deeply weird. Okay, well, I feel less like a Python imposter, I guess. Great. Okay, so we have a dictionary. I don't think it has to be read in and out via NumPy. I think that's just the way the task overflow. Stack Overflow thing was calling it, so, and we should call this D classes, and then we need to load in, what did we call it? Label encoder. Encoder dot, yeah, that's the one. All right, and now we should be able to see that this is right, yeah, okay, so the first thing that we should do is we should call it by the name that we called it. What did we call it? Encoder classes, yes. Alright, and then it should be the classes. Okay, excellent, yeah. So the reason that we need this is because these are in basically a... no, they're in alphabetical order. Are they? This one's not. This one's not. E, that's what I say. H-I-J-K-L. This one's not. Okay, so they're not in alphabetical order. Except some of them are. All right, mysterious. Okay. So, and then to get them back out, I had this open in a page, and then it disappeared because Windows decided I didn't need them anymore, but I did still need them. Very frustrating. All right, what were we doing? Ouch. All right. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I did them over here. So we just need to assign them. All right, we can get rid of this because we figured out what was wrong here. We can get rid of this, I think. We figured out what was wrong there, and that cell is the markdown cell. Helena says uppercase versus lowercase. Oh, gotcha. For why they're in order. Gotcha. So they're in order for uppercase and then in order for lowercase. So ASCII order. Right? ASCII has lowercase first. Mysterious. But good catch. All right, so what we need to do is go through and assign these classes to each of the label encoders in our label encoder dictionary, right? I should really quickly check if I have a meeting after this because I know I've gone over time. Friday, right? No, I'm good. Okay. If I can get this done today, that would be great. But also, I'm starting to lose steam. All right, so. Let's try this. Q050. Dot underscore classes, which I believe will be empty. Has no attribute classes. Can I just assign? Surely I can't. Surely I can't. Maybe I could though. That'd be great. That'd make my life so easy. I know there's an extra period at the end. Oh wait, nope, this is loading the wrong thing. Okay, and then so we should do okay, so then we should do just to check if this works. So we have given that encoder the classes, so it should be Q050, which will get us the encoder because it's the value of the dictionary, and then we should be able to just right there say transform, and then try transforming this test case, and it should be 0, I think, unless we've retrained it since then, in which case it'll be something else. And it's 0. All right, yeah. That works. Helen says ASCII uppercase is lower value than lowercase. Capital A through Z is 65 through 90. Lowercase a through Z is 97 through 122. So it is an ASCII order. I just got it backwards. Oh yeah, A wouldn't be 1 either, right? Because that's like the bell sound or something that makes sense for telephones. All right. So I think this is actually going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yes. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to loop through the dictionary, which we just learned how to do. For key item in D key dot underscore classes equals D underscore classes. This is not going to work if it's not spelled right though. D underscore classes, and then for the key. Why do you gotta store the classes separately from the object that you already trained? I don't know, man. Mysterious. I think it's gonna work. Oof, I am tired. You can tell because I'm starting to sound a little bit more southern. Yes. Too many values. That's right, because it's /items. We literally just did this. Yeah, all right. And then, now, that's not gonna work. What did we do? Did I transform? Dot transform X. Not fitted error. Apply. All right, what's the error in apply? Label encoded instance is not yet fitted. Call fit with the appropriate arguments before using this estimator. It is, though. It is fit. Ugh. I think we're just not be able to use this apply notation, I think we might be able to on test case. I just like print I. Are arrays automatically iterated over? They sure ain't. They are. They are. I'm just grumpy. Okay. I don't think that's gonna work though. I need the name to look it up. Yeah. Wait, one sec. I think it's test case.rows. Vaguely remember this. Pandas iterate over rows. How to iterate over rows in a data frame in pandas. Well, my friend, it's also me. I want to know that. Let me just drag it over here so y'all can see what I'm looking at. For every, yes, yep. Iter items, iter rows. How I can work with it. Items, rows, iter rows. Index row. All right. Okay, so you need to use iter rows. All right. I row, and then let's print I. Didn't work. Series object has no attribute iter rows. Iterate over series in pandas. How to iterate over panda series? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Loop through it directly. Oh, and we can actually use items here as well. It looks like. Okay, that's not so bad, right? That's not so bad. Okay, so what are we doing now? We have update the classes for each of our encoders, label encoders. Whoop. It's definitely been a while because my turn off of the notifications has expired. All right, so what are we doing for iRow and test case items? Transform. Transform. Test case I. And I don't think this will transform in place, but it might. All right, and then let's test what test case looks like. Yeah, it does not do it in case in place. So maybe this will work. Why would you apply instead of a for loop? That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. That's nothing. Okay. let's call this encoded test case. Okay, and this is just going to be one row. Yeah. But what I can do, I think what I can do is this, and then, this is very verbose. Universal Genevieve says, can't you set in place to true? That's a good question. Let's find out. Nope. Looks like not. All right, and then so for each encoded test case, I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, it does work. This is almost certainly not the data structure that XGBoost is looking for, because we're gonna need to turn that into a D matrix. And you know what? That can wait. I'm done. I need a break and a snack and like to stare at a wall for 20 seconds, I think, so my brain can reset. But we did it. Okay, we fixed the encoder problem, which I am very happy with. And we can get rid of that. That was doodling. That was doodling. Encode our test data. Combine these two. All right, so then our next problem is going to be converting that into a D matrix, and again, that can wait. That can be for future Rachel to worry about, because present Rachel has a headache. I don't know why this was so frustrating. I think mainly it's because I lost my Windows a couple times, and I don't like that. All right, oh, sorry, I called it something else. I called it test case encoded everywhere else, so I should probably make sure that that is consistent, huh? All right, only happened the first time. You know what, let's give it a shot. Yeah, it did not work. All right, oh, excellent. Oh, extra errors, that's a lot. Cannot initialize D matrix material. So we're gonna have to do that second time because it is expecting an array. But we do have, no, we still haven't fixed this labels problem. What we have fixed is the problem of our encoders not working. So now our encoders do work. And if you are trying to export encoders, please know that when you dump them, they're not gonna include the classes, and you need those for them to work. So let me give myself a new to-do. A new to-do, and we're gonna call this snack time. That's not what we're gonna call it. Get series test case encoded into a format that D matrix will accept. All right, we are gonna save that for next Wednesday because I'm done. But we did do something that we struggled with last time, so I think that that is a bonus. That's a good thing. And I'm gonna have a snack and a little lie down maybe. Next Wednesday, which is the next live coding, and I did on Twitch add like a little like when's it gonna happen thing, which hopefully you can see and find helpful. We're gonna keep working on this and then eventually just take all of our joblib objects, the code that we need to run them, move that into the directory with our actual assistant, and then use our models to actually give us an answer to the question. We also have to, right now we're only asking 3 questions, and we're going to need to ask many more. So that's something that we need to go through and convert, so we make sure that we have all of the questions that we need answered. And I may actually drop a couple of additional rows, but that should not be a problem because everything here should work, you know, even if I change things. All right. Thank you for joining me today, folks. I hope it was entertaining, if not enlightening. And keep an eye out on Monday. Oh, I have to finish filming that and editing that for the next NLP for Developers video, which sneak peek is going to be Transformers, which there have been a lot of requests for. Helena said, thank you. Like your energy. Thank you. And also we're getting some installation guides up. So the Windows one is pretty much good to go, should go up later today. And there's also going to be some for Max and Ubuntu to walk you through installing Rasa open source on your own system. All right. Thank you for joining. I hope you all stay healthy, chill at home, wash your hands, drink lots of fluids, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.